I want to talk trade because Mexico is the largest
please.
trading partner of the U.S., ahead of Canada and China. It's heavily dependent on the U.S. for exports. 3/4 of Mexico's annual exports go to the U.S., accounting for almost 30% of the country's GDP.
Right. By contrast, only 14% of U.S. exports are sent to Mexico. And as a country full of low-cost skilled labor, Mexico capitalizes on its location at the doorstep of the world's largest consumer economy. We have talked about it. It's been such an important relationship, really used to be all the way from Canada, U.S., and Mexico. It's gotten a little bit more complicated, though.
Yeah, none of this is news to Samuel Garcia. He's governor of the state of Nuevo León, Mexico. It includes Monterrey and borders South Texas. The state, as of November, had lured $110 billion in foreign investment in the past 4 years. At that point, it led foreign investment into Mexico. Lego, for example, is going to invest more than $200 million to expand production in the state. Governor Garcia joins us here in the Bloomberg Interactive Brokers studio. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you very much. A pleasure being with you here in Bloomberg, and it's nice to talk about Nuevo León, talk about Mexico in your worldwide media.
So I'm so interested in who's making investments, and I want to just clear something up in the beginning, because back in November, you announced $1 billion Nvidia investment. It was big news. Nvidia came out and said, no, we're not actually making that investment. Can you just clear that up for us? What's going on there?
Yes, it's a fund that is buying $1 billion chips from Nvidia. So it's not an Nvidia investment, but it's Nvidia material. And that's why in the next couple of months, we're going to announce the complete investment and why data centers are coming to Nuevo León.
Yeah, go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, so tell us about the activity. Tell us about the demand or the expectations in terms of growth for data centers specifically.
Yes, well, Nuevo León is the backbone between U.S. and Mexico City. Most of the fiber and most of the logistics are done in Nuevo León. Mm-hmm. We are 2 hours from the border, just South Texas, so we connect with Texas very well. In that sense, the industrial city Monterrey has a lot of diversity, technicians, and all the values for data centers, especially energy. Because Monterrey, being the most important city of Mexico in the north, is the distribution of energy for 5 states. So we have surplus of energy. Data centers, what they need the most is energy, skilled labor, but mostly companies that need data. And in Nuevo León, we have 4,500 international companies, most Americans, and they are looking forward to have these data centers located neighboring in Nuevo León in their companies. So that's why for data centers, we already have 6. This one I just told you, it's a 7th one, and we're trying to be the hub for data centers, artificial intelligence of Mexico, of America Latina.
As we talk about all the time on Bloomberg, it's not just energy production. It's also harnessing that energy and transporting it in an efficient way and in a reliable way to the customers that need it. So a couple questions around that, because here in the US, we talk about all the energy we don't have and all the energy we will need. How is the energy generated in your state? Why is there excess? And how reliable is the grid in keeping that electricity flowing?
Luckily, we have a lot of gas in South Texas, Northeast Mexico, and it's very cheap. It's the cheapest one worldwide. So it's very accessible for companies to get this cheap electricity. And also we're trying some renewables. For example, solar. Monterrey is not as Nueva York, minus 15 Celsius. It's very sunny. We have
like it is here right now.
Look,
He's got his coat on.
You still have your coat on even though we're inside. Yet that's how cold you are.
I'm freezing. So we have a lot of energy, and especially with gas, that at Mint it is expected 20 more years of gas, cheap gas, the one we have in Texas, give us the opportunity to be reliable on our energy, that it's especially what data centers and these technologies need.
I'm curious, Governor Garcia, is it the likes of Amazon or Alphabet or Meta or Microsoft? Is it these big hyperscalers? Are you guys talking with them? Are they likely to build data centers? I'm trying to get an idea of who actually will make use of the data centers that you guys obviously have. You say you have a surplus energy, the power to do it, but I'm just curious who will be
Yes, well,
building and using data centers there.
Those ones are already in Nuevo León.
They
but
are.
producing electronics, computers.
All of these, Amazon, Alphabet, they have data centers
At
there?
least Amazon, they have their factories, Quanta computers, and all of these companies are already producing and exporting the US. Now they want to evolve to this new kind of technology, and especially in America Latina, being San Pedro, our city, the richest of America Latina, the environment, the universities, the talent is the only one that can offer these data centers to really have its full potential.
So you have the engineers, the electricians, all of the workers that we've talked about we don't necessarily have enough to do that in terms of the build here in the US, but you guys have those workers? Or?
Yes. We have 300 universities. One
Yeah.
of them, Tec de Monterrey, is very famous.
Yeah.
The first place in America Latina. We graduate more or less 65,000 per semester, half of them engineers. And it's what these companies are looking for. So having safety, security, energy, obviously talent, has the diversity for these data centers to come and have profits and success.
Is there an estimate at this point for direct and indirect jobs that would be created as a result of these data centers?
We don't have an estimate number. At least in the last 4 years, we already produced 400,000 jobs of normal industry. We think this kind of industry gets less jobs because it's very automatized, but it's gonna be an extra that the ones we're creating. We think maybe 10, 15,000 per year, these kind of companies.
Is this what you see as the area for growth in your state? Because it's automotive there. It's General Motors, it's Ford, it's John Deere, it's Mattel, it's Lego, it's Hershey's, it's Intel, HP. Is data center the area of growth?
I think.
Or is it all that? Is it everything? Or is it China?
It's well, for example, Nuevo León being neighbor with the US, China's investment is so pure. Very, very few Chinese investment or Asian. 90% are Americans. We export 87% to the US.
Are you willing to work with China if they want to be building data centers? We've done a story about how they are in terms of EVs.
We prefer Americans, obviously, because we have a treaty, the TEMEC, that is very beneficial for both, especially for Nuevo León. But most of our companies are American, and that's why we have the confidence that we can work together very, very good.
Go ahead, Carol.
Well, one thing I just want to ask you, and I know we've only got about a minute or so left here. You talked about having a surplus energy, so you're ideal in terms of the data center build out. But I'm just curious, they consume significant power. You see the crunch that we're dealing with in the United States. Will you have to increase electricity providers, and how do you get there?
We are constructing 4 substations for 1,000 megabytes extra for this year only, and the plan is to continue constructing a lot of electricity for the next years. We don't have an obstacle for these companies to come to Nuevo León.
You were the youngest governor in the history of the state. 10 seconds, your political ambitions moving forward. Are you the next president of the country?
All the way up.
Really?
Yes.
So we'll say that's...
So we're speaking to future president
So
of Mexico.
I hope so. It's 5 years to true.
Por supuesto.
Más o menos.
Sí.
Samuel Garcia is governor of Nuevo León, Mexico. He joins us here in the Bloomberg Interactive Brokers studio.
All right, coming up, we get the view of a small business owner so important to the U.S. economy. That's next.